श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। This has been always a big discussion and controversy in the scriptural field. Some of the people are emphasizing about karma, others are emphasizing about knowledge, and the third variety, they say no, let's have a compromise. Both the things should go. So, this point is taken by Bhagavan Shankaracharya for discussion with reference to Bhagavad Gita. Why these two things are not accepted to be together? Because they belong to a totally different field. Like darkness and light cannot exist together. Either there is light or there is darkness. In the same manner, karma is possible only in the field of ignorance. And those who are busy in the karma, they are far away from the truth, from the knowledge, from the inquiry. They will not have karma the tattva jidnyasa. And therefore, ashochan ityadina bhagavata javat swadharmam abhichavekshiti etadantena granthena yat paramartha atma tattva nirupranam krutam tad sankhyaam. Therefore, whenever this topic comes in the scriptures, where na jayate na mriyate kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita nava bhuyaha, and then achedyoyam adayoyam. So this is all the atma tattva nirupan, and this is the Sankhya Shastra, the department of inquiry and understanding. And tad vishaya buddhi atmanaha janmadi shad vikriya abhavat akarta atma iti. And when this is recognized that atma is of this nature, therefore he is not the doer. And all the modifications like birth, death, etc., that is not the lot of the atma tattva. And therefore this kind of discussion or understanding sa yesham jnaninam uchita bhavati te sankhya. So those who are qualified to understand and go by this path of inquiry, they are called as the seekers of truth through the path of knowledge. But this is not possible for everybody. So, etasyaha buddhehe janmana prak. But before we become qualified to inquire, understand, contemplate and seek the absolute reality, etasya buddhehe janmana prak atmanaha dehadi vitariktatva kartruttatva bhoktrutva adi apeksha dharma adharma viveka purvakaha moksha sadhana anusthana nirupana lakshanaha yogaha. So before this capacity, ability to inquire into the reality comes up, there is another understanding given in the scriptures. What is that? There is someone who is other than the body and he is seeking dharma adharma, going to hell, going to heaven. So he is the kartrutva bhimani, and this concept is called the jiva. See what Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is talking about, not the jiva, but the absolute reality. And on this point there is to be a clear understanding, because when I explain, I will tell you both the ways. How this every mantra can be read as Bhagavan is talking about the jiva and not Paramatma, or Bhagavan is talking about Paramatma and not the jiva. Both the understanding can simultaneously grow. And we will be having the appeal according to our makeup. So, here the teacher says, Moksha sadhana anusthana nirupana lakshana yoga. So those who want to do something, see, that is why most of the people, when they are on the spiritual path, they have first question, okay, we have understood everything, now tell us what to do. So again, doing has gone so deep in their system that by doing things are achieved. And Upanishad says, na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyagi ne ke amritatva manas. And when these people, when you tell them about the understanding, study, etc., they become angry. So do you mean that we should become lazy? And then they say, because of this philosophy, India is backward. Look here, as if everybody is following this philosophy. So, tad vishaya buddhi yoga buddhi ya sa yesham karminam uchita bhavati te yoginaha. So those who are thus qualified for karma, they have got a different understanding. So they think that the Atma is the Jiva. And those who have got the ability to inquire into the very nature of the self, they are the seekers of truth. So there are two things now. Those who take the relative existence as real, for them karma, dharma, sadhana, upasana, everything. And those who take the absolute reality as the truth, for them inquiry and seeking is the path. And in this path where the relativity is taken as real, includes everything, such as samsara and doing sadhana and controlling the pranas and controlling the mind, and thereafter developing the ashtasiddhi and all kinds of powers. You can make the sun stop moving. All this is only in the relative existence. See? And what happens, we get more enchanted by this kind of things. For example, there is one Mahatma who is established in the absolute truth. And there is another Mahatma who has got many powers. And the one who has power will definitely show his powers. So if a person goes and asks that I have got these problems, now the man in the absolute truth, he will just keep quiet. Or he may give some advice. But the man with all the powers, don't worry, I shall take care of you. Take this thing, things will be solved. And the things are solved because he has that power. Anything that he touches with a sankalpa that this cancer should be removed by this vibhuti, like our Shirdi Sai Baba is to do. So this is not non-existent, it is there. But the thing is, I versus you, the Jiva Bhava is still maintained. This is very difficult to digest. It is very difficult to comprehend. Because duality, whether it is that of the object-subject, duality if it is that of the rich or the poor, duality if it is with reference to the governor and the governed, the powerful and the powerless, it is relativity. And as long as relativity is, we are in the samsara. Therefore, there are two paths. One is the Sankhya inquiry to discover what is our essential nature. And the second is the path of karma through which we want to attain something such as heaven, going to the different lokas, etc. In our Taittiriya Upanishad, when we say, it is said that he goes to Atmavan Bhavati, Manavan Bhavati, and Swarajya Prapnoti. These are all the relative things. When we take Taittiriya Upanishad, I will explain in that time. So this is all the relative existence. Therefore, Tathacha Bhagavata Vibhakte Dve Buddhi Nirdishte. And therefore, Bhagavan has very clearly demarcated, classified two types of understandings. Buddhi means understanding. Two types of understanding. One is Eshate Bhita Sankhe Buddhi and then Yogi Buddhi. So the path of inquiry and the path of karma, action. So Tayoho cha Sankhya Buddhyashrayam Jnana Yogena Nishtha Sankhyanam Vivakta Vakshati Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta Iti. Up to here we have seen in our last lecture. Oh, thank God, we could find out somewhere. So, tayohocha, of these two, Sankhya Buddhyashrayam, those who are taking support of the Sankhya Buddhi, that means the inquiry, etc. So, Jnana Yogena Nishtham Prokta. So, they will follow the path of inquiry. And Nishtham Sankhyanam Vibhakta Vakshati is told as separated. Bhagavan says also, Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta. So, in the third chapter, Bhagavan very distinctly and clearly tells that there are two types of nishtha. See, Lokesh means Dvidha nishtha Pura Prokta Mayanaga. So, this Pura Prokta Mayanaga is here indicated by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Pura Maya Prokta, Pura Vedatmana Maya. Because who is Paramatma, who is Bhagavan Sri Krishna? He is none other than the Vedas, the absolute, the truth. So, Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta. This is how he says that there are two different types of understanding. One, understanding through knowledge. Second, understanding through karma. Tathacha, similarly, Yoga Buddhyashrayam Karma Yogena Nishtha Vivaktam Vakshati. And similarly, those who are the followers of the understanding of relative existence, for them Karma Yoga Nishtha, for them the path of karma is indicated. Now see how clear it is. Now tell me, those who are all the time thinking in terms of doing something, they will keep on getting buried in the relativity. There is no way out. And when you thus keep on doing anything with all the discipline and all that, naturally the various divine power starts manifesting in you. And when this power starts manifesting you, you get again caught up in the same thing. Therefore, Tathacha Yoga Buddhyashrayam Karma Yogena Nishtha Vivaktam Vakshati. Yeah, how we get caught up? I'll give you two examples. There was one Mahatma and he was living a very unassumed life. Extremely unassumed life. And as a beggar in a temple. The people used to cross, sometimes give him some money, and he used to sit there and spend years together. In that temple, there was one day some satsang going on, and it was a Vedanta satsang, and the person who was talking on Brahma Sutra, he got caught up somewhere in the logic. Brahma Sutra is a lot of logic. He got caught up. And he was a nice Mahatma. He said, probably I am getting confused in this, so I will study tomorrow and come and tell you. So up to here we stop today. My mind is totally unable to explain properly. So he says. That time this Mahatma who was living there years together as a beggar, he casually said, Mahatma-ji, is it like this? And that intricacy he explains just casually, just like that. The moment this is told to that Mahatma leaves his Vyasapit, goes and touches the feet of that beggar. When this is done by the Mahatma, the sheep flock, do you think they will leave him? And that very night he disappeared. Never stayed in that temple again. Because the moment your powers are known, you get caught up into relativity. So how many years he must have done this practice? Just to lead like a mad person and not getting involved in the world. But that knowledge will not allow you to keep quiet. Swami Akhandananda used to tell one story. He used to tell, he said, this is a story, don't argue. In story there is no argument. When happened, where happened, what is the authority, that is not the purpose. The point is made. Once Bhagavan Dattatreya and Bhagavan Shankaracharya, they went for Bhiksha. And they came back And when they came back, they say, hey, show what do you get? So Shankaracharya got all good things, like barfi, pedha, and all great things, And Bhagavan Dattatreya, all whatever was left over yesterday and all that thing. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya look at Bhagavan Dattatreya, see what I get. Bhagavan Dattatreya say, you must have gone and spoken something in Sanskrit, isn't it? How beautiful it is. The moment you are recognized as someone great, the whole world begins around you. It is so terrible. Therefore, तथा च योग बुद्ध्याश्रयाम कर्म योगे निष्ठा विभक्ताम वक्षति कर्म योगे न योगिनामिति. Now further, एवं in this manner सांख्य बुद्धिम योग बुद्धिम च आश्रिते द्वे निष्ठे विभक्ते भगवता एव उक्ते. This is all this Sati Saptami. Thus, in this manner, Bhagwan himself has classified these two types of approaches. One is the Sankhya Buddhi, second is the Yoga Buddhi. Sankhya Buddhi is the path of inquiry, Yoga Buddhi is the path of action. Sankhya Buddhi takes you to the absolute, Yoga Buddhi keeps you in the relative. This is the basic difference. So, Nishtaya Vibhakte Bhagavata Eva Ukte. So, Bhagavan himself said, therefore, Jnana Karmano ho Kartrutva Akartrutva Ekatva Anekatva Buddhyashrayo ho Eka Purusha Ashrayatva Asambhavam Pashyata. And therefore, it is impossible to imagine that Bhagavan will talk. What he will talk? The same person is practicing both knowledge and karma. And what are they? They are exactly opposite. Jnana and karma. Jnana is kartrutva abhava, no doership. Karma, there is a doership. Jnana, there is oneness. Karma, there is manyness. And in this manner, these two types of understanding are based on totally opposite facts. So how can it be practiced by the same person simultaneously? Yatha etad vivagavachanam tathaiva darshitam shatapathiye brahmane. So this clear differentiation, demarcation, classification, as shown by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, similarly, the same thing is shown also in this Shatapathiye Brahmane in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. What is said there? Etameva pravrajino lokamichanto brahmanaha pravrajanti. So, those who are wanting nothing but the absolute truth, they immediately take up to sannyas and leave the world of relativity. You know what is the sannyas? Sannyasa is going beyond the relative existence, is called as sannyas. And if we are going beyond the relative existence, where is the question of any activity associated? You know, there is one ashram in Kerala, this is a border of Karnataka, Kerala, and that is called as Ananda Ashram, where Papa Ram used to stay. And his disciple is to be one Krishna Bai. And sometimes if you get time in your life, go there. There, other than Ramanama, nothing else is done. There are many schools and all that. So, the present Swami who is there, what he has done? He first of all called the meeting of all these people and said, whatever you want to do, you do. Kindly delete me from that responsibility and association. What you have done is good. I don't want to argue about anything. But there is no connection between the ashram and your institution. Do whatever you like. Here I am born only to chant the Lord's name and nothing else. See? If we are really rooted in the truth, other things if happens, they happen. But struggling to do the things in life, that is not the right path. Therefore, etam eva pravrajinaha lokamichantaha brahmanaha pravrajanti. Further, sarvakarma sannyasam vidhaya tatsheshena kim prajaya karishyamo yesham noyam atmayam lokaha iti. And in the same sentence continuing, it is said that Kim Prajaya Karishyamaha, what will I do with the children? Yesham, for those, Naha Ayam Atma Ayam Lokaha, those who want the absolute self and nothing else, why they should get married, produce children, and then wait that the children should do the Shraddha and give the Pindadan? I don't want that. So such people take to the sannyasa. Tatra evacha, in the same place, pragdara parigrahat purusha atma prakrutaha dharma jidnyasa uttarakalam lokatraya sadhanam putram dviprakaram vittam manusham daivam cha tatra manusham vittam karma rupam pitruloko prapti sadhanam vidyancha daivam vittam devaloko prapti sadhanam so kamayata. There it is said that a Prakruta Atma means an ignorant person. An ignorant person, Pragdara Parigrahat, before he is married and before he has accumulated wealth and all that, Dharma Jidnyasa Uttara Kalam, then he get into Dharma. And what the Dharma tells? You should do this, you will go to heaven, and to do these things you require a son, and you cannot complete your this kind of karma without the wife, and therefore you have to get married. And this is how Dharma Uttara Kalam. So Dharma Jidnyasa Uttara Kalam, when he gets the Jidnyasa and he comes to know that without the wife no dharma can be done. Look at Bhagwan Ramachandra. After Sita Amma has gone, then he has every time done a yajna and kept one Sita made out of gold. And like that, there were 16,000 times he has done the yajna, and 16,000 gold images of Sita were made. And all those 16,000 alone became his wives in the Krishna avatar. See? Meaning what? Without the wife, your grastha dharma, your other world is incomplete. So when this is heard by this Ajnani Purusha, Prakruta Atma, then Lokatraya Sadhanam. Then there are three types of practices which are said, dharma practice, which are those Putra and Manusham Vittam and Daivam Vittam, three things. So first of all, he requires a son. Unless you have a son who will give you the Pindadan, you will go to hell. And therefore, son is very much necessary. See how this time I was in Delhi, so many places advertisements were there. If you kill the baby child before birth through abortion, where from will you get a daughter-in-law? And there they are given statistics. Normally it is 1:1 sex ratio. But now the ratio has fallen down. 840 female to 1000 male. And slowly a stage will come where there will be only males and no females. Then the tragedy will start. Therefore, first Putram and Dviprakaram Vittam, and two types of wealth. Which are those? One is Manusham Vittam. What is the mortal people's wealth? That is Karma Rupam. And by this wealth, where do you go? Pitruloka Prapti Sadhanam. And by this Karmana Pitrulokaha and Vidya Devalokaha. And then Vidyamcha Daivam Vittam Devaloka Prapti Sadhanam. And thus there are two types of approaches by those who are ignorant and want to do something and attain something. Now see, please understand this point very clearly. By karma, what we do, that we invoke the grace of the departed elders of our family, and then they bless the people in their own clan. Because in the Pitraloka they have got many powers, and through karma various kind of Pindadan and all that, so they are propitiated, they look after the children in this world. This is karma loka. And there is another upasana loka, wherein you do lot of upasana, do the mantra for so many million times, and then that god, that goddess is propitiated. See, many Siddha Purushas you will see in their life. This is one of the most important topic that is said, that Mahatma has done terrible tapasya, he was doing some sadhana, and then the goddess manifested before him and gave him the mantra, and then he became a Vak Siddha. Whatever he will tell, that will start happening. And then this person will go and bless somebody, will go and curse somebody, will help somebody, will be indifferent to somebody. So this is because of upasana. But all of them continue to be in the relative existence. See? Because I, the doer, and something done. And all that is gained through karma and upasana is temporary. Because it is created. The truth is uncreated. Nasti kritam akrutena. Nasti akritam krutena. The other way around I said. So the uncreated cannot be the result of any action. Therefore, karma rupam pitru loka prapti sadhanam vidyancha daivam vittam loka deva loka prapti sadhanam saha akamayata. And in this manner, in the relative existence, in the karma marga, those who are taking the relative existence as real, it is for them. Iti avidya kamavataha eva sarvani karmani shrautadini darshitani. Thus, those who are avidya kamavataha, those who are residing in ignorance. What is the understanding whether somebody is residing in ignorance or what? Desires. See, Shrotriyasya cha akamaha tasya. In Ananda Mimamsa we have seen. So, avidya kamavataha eva sarvani karmani shrautadini darshitani. Therefore, only those who are living in the relative existence. Now please keep this word or translation for easier comprehension. When we take sannyas, when we take samsara and bhavasagara, all these things will create more and more confusion after some time. But this way, if you take absolute existence and relative existence, everything takes care of. We don't have to worry or compare or anything. So in this manner, it is said in this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that those who are with the ignorance and having many desires, for them only all the karmas are indicated. Those who do not want anything, why should they do anything? See, one of my friend in Bombay, he said, Swamiji, I want to give you something. I said, promise? He said, promise. I said, be happy in your life, don't be miserable. No, not that. I really want to give you something. I said, okay, give. I want to get a car for you. I said, you get a car, but I will neither drive nor sit in that car even once. Because wherever I go, some cars are there, drivers are there. Will I go with the car and stand in a queue for the petrol? Why should I want that? No, Swami, you must have your own car. I said, okay, your money, your Swami, do whatever you like. Purchase a car, beautiful car, with that, automatic gears, special car. 2 years, not even once I sat in that car. Swamiji, I think I should sell it off. I said, I told you that time. When I don't have to drive, why should I have a car? When I don't have any desire of the relative world, why will I get involved into any karma? See, this is the meaning. Na karmana na prajayadarena. Therefore, avidyavataha and kamavataha eva sarvani karmani shrautadini darshitani. Therefore, those who are all the time busy, they are only ignorant. Now, tebhyo vitthaya pravrajanti, and those who have transcended the desires, and those who have thereafter withdrawn from all the activities. So, withdrawal is of two types. Withdrawal from the activity is out of frustration, and second is the withdrawal out of wisdom. Withdrawal out of frustration creates loneliness and frustration and depression. And withdrawal out of wisdom is cheerful existence, all happiness. So, iti vitthanam atmanam eva lokam icchataha akamasya vihitam. And this kind of withdrawal from the activity is possible only for those atmanam evam lokam icchataha, those who want nothing but the self. For them akamasya vihitam. It is only for them, those who do not have any kinds of desire about the world or anything. Now, about desire. Please try to understand this point very well. Desire is always a result when two factors come together. Like cathode and anode. When these two factors come together, through a bulb, light takes place. Through a fan, magnetic circuit takes place. Through the heater, heat takes place. In the same manner, two factors. One is sense of incompleteness, apurnatva, and second is sense of otherness. When these two factors are existing, they come together, desire results. See, if there is only one wire and the circuit is not complete, there cannot be electrical energy flowing. How important it is. Therefore, a person who is no more influenced by the worldly temptations, he is slowly discovering his infinite status. Then only this is possible. As you grow, the desires drop. Therefore, discrimination perfected is dispassion manifested. It is something like when the fruit is completely ripe, it automatically drops from the tree. In the same manner, when your understanding is completely perfect, you will withdraw from the world absolutely effortlessly. So, tad etad vibhaga vachanam anupapannam syad yadi shrauta karma jnanayoho samucchayaha abhipreta syad bhagavataha. And this kind of classification and demarcation will be not required if Bhagavan Sri Krishna has to say Shrauta karma jnanayoho samucchayaha. If he is propounding, if he is declaring that the jnana and the karma should go together, then this type of classification and separation of two approaches would never have been said by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita or in the Vedas. So, nacha tad arjunasya prashnaha upapanno bhavati jayase chet karmasya ityadihi. And then Arjuna would never have asked this question. What was Arjuna's question? Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghori mam niyojayase keshava. Arjuna has asked this question in the 3rd chapter. Sir, to me you told in the 2nd chapter, karmandeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. But when it came to the description of the man of steady wisdom, you have glorified him so much that the man of steady wisdom is the ultimate to be attained. Therefore, he says, in your understanding, there are two things distinct. One is karmanishta, second is jnananishta. Then why do you ask me to engage myself into the karmanishta? Why not don't you give me direct the jnananishta? So these are two different, independent, clear demarcations. Otherwise Arjuna would not have asked this question. So nacha Arjunasya prashnaha upapanno bhavati jayasi chess karmanaste ityadi. Now eka purusha anushtheyatva asambhavam buddhi karmanoho bhagavata purvam anuktam कथम अर्जुन अश्रुतम बुद्धे च कर्मणो जायस्त्वं भगवती अध्यारोपयेत् मृषा एव जायसी चेत कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धि इति. इफ एक पुरुष अनुष्ठेयत्व असंभवम बुद्धि कर्मणो हो भगवता पूर्वम अनुक्तम, if Bhagavan would not have said this thing, that the knowledge and karma cannot simultaneously exist in the same person for the same type of thing, then how come ashrutam, where when it was never said, this unsaid thing, why will Arjuna superimpose on Bhagavan Sri Krishna? Because Bhagavan has very clearly said. And therefore here the point is only this, that knowledge and karma, they are totally distinct areas. Karma keeps you in the relativity. Knowledge takes you in the absolute. Karma is creating something. Knowledge is revealing everything. Karma is beginning in time, ending in time. Knowledge doesn't begin in time, doesn't end in time. See? The karma is in the future period of time, the result. In knowledge, the result is there and then, now and here. Therefore, how can this be said that these two things, karma and the knowledge, should go together in the same person? Therefore, eka purusha anushtheyatva asambhavam buddhi karmanoho bhagavata purvam anuktam. If Bhagavan has not said this, कथम अर्जुन अश्रुतम बुद्धे हे कर्मणो च जायस्तुम भगवती अध्यारोपयेत्. Then how will Arjuna say this question and say, sir, why did you say like that? यदि किंच बुद्धि कर्मणो हो सर्वेषां समुच्चयः उक्तः स्यात् अर्जुनस्य अपि स उक्त एव इति यश्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम् इति कथम उभयोः उपदेशे सति अन्यतर विषयः एव प्रश्नः स्यात्. And therefore, when बुद्धि कर्मणोः सर्वेषां समुच्चयः उक्तः स्यात्, had Bhagavan said that the knowledge and the karma should go together, if it was yukta syat, Arjunasya api sa eva ukta iti. Arjuna also would have said the same thing. But what Arjuna said, yashreya etajoho ekam tanme bruhi sunichitam. But Arjuna very clearly told, between these two, karma and knowledge, kindly tell me one. And therefore, katham ubhayoho upadeshe sati anyatra vishaya eva prashna syat. Therefore, when it is clearly mentioned about these two things, how can it be any wrong question? He gives an example. Nahi pitta prashamanarthina vaidyena madhuram shitam cha bhoktavyam iti upadeshte tayoho anyatarat pitta shamna karanam bruhi iti prashna sambhavati. When it is said by the Vaidya, the doctor, to reduce your acidity, kindly take cold and sweet. After this was told by the doctor, will the patient ask, okay, between the two, what I should take? He will not ask this question, because there is no option given. In the same manner, here Bhagavan has very clearly told, this two nishtha. And therefore, Arjuna is very clearly telling, between the two, which should be followed by me. Atha, now another view is taken. Atha, Arjunasya bhagavat ukta vachana artha viveka anavadharana nimittaha prashna kalpayet. Suppose we imagine that Arjuna has not understood. And therefore he has asked this question then. So, atha Arjunasya bhagavata ukta vachana artha viveka anavadharana nimittaha prashna kalpayet. Then tathapi, then also bhagavata prashnanurupam prativachanam deyam. Then Bhagavan would have replied in that manner. according to the question. What Bhagavan would have said, Are Baba, Maya Buddhi Karmano Yoho Samuchaya Uktaha. I have already told you that Buddhi Karma should be done together. Kimartham Itham Tvam Bhrantaha Siti. Why do you ask the same question again and again? Are you double standard or don't understand or what? But Bhagavan didn't say like that. He says, yes, I have told two types of nishtha. Therefore, when you look at the answer given by Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, it is very clear that karma and jnana cannot go simultaneously together. If you remember Ishavasya Upanishad, there are 6 verses which are most confusing verses, mantras for everybody. One day, somewhere I went and that person, elderly lady, Swamiji, I heard you are very well read. I said, no, Mama, you have heard something wrong. But anyway, you try if you can answer my question. I said, okay, tell. In Ishavasya Upanishad, Swamiji, those 6 verses are very creating confusion. Then I told those 6 verses. Yes, exactly, this is what was my question. I said, what is there? Is very simple. No, I read many commentaries, I asked many people. Nobody is able to make me understand. I said, then it is their inability or your inability. So there also Bhagavan very clearly brings that there are 2 paths, vidyam cha, avidyam cha, yas tadvedo bhagam sa. So by the avidya, there is heart purification. By the vidya upasana, there is single pointedness. And when your heart becomes purified and single pointed, then alone you can inquire into the truth. Tadejati, tadnejati, taddure, tadvadantike, tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasyasya bhayyataha. This can be comprehended only if we have prepared ourselves. Therefore, here, buddhi karmano yoho samuchaya ukta kimartam ittatvam bhranta siti. So from the reply given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, it is very clear that these 2 things cannot go together. Natu punaha prativachanam ananurupam prushtad anyad eva dve nishte maya pura prokte iti vaktum yuktam. And therefore, when Bhagavan has very clearly said that I have told 2 types of nishtha, understanding approaches, this would have been a wrong statement. But Bhagavan did say it. Therefore, it was correctly understood by Arjuna. Arjuna has not misunderstood. Na api smartena eva karmana buddhehe samucchaye abhiprete vibhaga vachanadi sarvam upapannam. And therefore, smarta karma. Smarta karma is our duties according to the Dvaita, according to the Dharma Shastra. That is called as smarta karma. It is not smarta, it is smarta. So, even with the smarta karma, knowledge cannot be considered as going together. Because when Bhagavan has very clearly explained to Arjuna's question. What was Arjuna's question? Kim chak kshatriyasya yuddham smartam karma swadharmam iti janataha tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojesi keshava iti ubalamba anupapannaha. Arjuna has, as if sarcastically told Bhagavan Krishna that when you know that knowledge is superior, why do you engage me in this terrible action? Therefore, smarta karma is the kshatriyasya yuddha dharma. And therefore, he was very clear in understanding that there is clarity. Karma and knowledge do not go together. When you are emphasizing karma, you are leading the life of relative existence and you don't want to get out of relativity. And when you have understood by proper inquiry, analysis, in Mundakupanishad this mantra comes, that parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat. When you re-evaluate your own past life, what I have done so far, I have done, what is the result? useless. Then nirvedamayat. Then you are totally withdrawn from all the activities, achievements and failures of this world. See, I always remember when our Swamiji's body was brought from US, it was kept on the ice slabs. How vibrant, discipline. And there kept only a box. That time not even one drop of tear rolled from my eyes. So clear. In this relative world, there is nothing like achievement, there is nothing like failure. In this relative world, there is nothing like joy, there is nothing like sorrow. In this relative world, there is nothing like something giving pain, something giving pleasure. No. For example, take heat. Now it is so painful. So hot, so hot, so hot. The same heat becomes so nice, cozy, it's so cold outside, so the heat becomes good. So in this relative world, it is always like that. Once you are fully, clearly established in this wisdom, that you can never get involved in the worldly things. Therefore, तस्मात् गीता शास्त्रे ईशन मात्रेण अपि श्रौतेन स्मार्तेन वा कर्मणा आत्मज्ञानस्य समुच्चयो न केनचित् दर्शयितुं शक्यः. Therefore, in this Gita Shastra, none can ever establish and show that the Shrauta and the Smarta karma can go along with the Atma Jnana. Nobody can establish this. Tasmat Gita Shastri Ishan Matrena api, not even an iota. Shrautena Smartena va karmana atmadjnanasya samuchayo na kenachit darshayitum shakya. None can ever establish this. Asya tu ajnanad ragadi doshato va karmani pravuttasya yajnena danena tapasa va vishuddha sattvasya jnanam utpannam परमार्थ तत्व विषयम एकम एव इदम सर्वम ब्रह्म अकर्तृ च इति. नाउ द वन हु वाज इग्नोरेंट, यस्यतु अज्ञानात्, बिकॉज ऑफ द इग्नोरेंस, रागादि दोषतः, बिकॉज ऑफ द अटैचमेंट, डिजायर्स एटसेट्रा, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लिमिटेशन, वा कर्मणि प्रवृत्तस्य, एंड देयरफॉर ही गॉट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन लॉट्स ऑफ वर्ल्डली एक्टिविटीज. But what he did, that yajnena danena tapasa, but his activities were yajna, dhyana and tapasya. By this what has happened? Vishuddha sattvasya. His heart has become extremely purified. And for such a person, jnanam utpannam, paramartha tattva vishayam. To such a pure heart is able to comprehend the absolute truth. And what is that? Ekam eva idam sarvam brahma. There is but one reality. In only one, there cannot be duality. Now this thought I told you yesterday, again go deep within yourself and see. When we are at the body level, young, old, beautiful, ugly, black, white, all dualities. You go deeper and deeper and reach the absolute core. There even the genders disappear. The colors disappears, the intelligence and the dullness disappears, the religion disappears, the guru shishya disappears. That is the truth. Etad vaitat. So, idam sarvam brahma akartrucha iti. And therefore, there is nothing to be done in this world. It is so true. That is why one of the spiritual practices, when you are in your room, instead of getting frustrated, angry over small issues here and there, just keep quiet and keep watching your mind. Once you start watching your mind, you will never be enchanted by TV. Because your TV is original. And in your TV shows, you are the hero, you are the heroine, and keep on watching. The other day somebody asked me, Swamiji, why don't you keep a TV in your room? At least, for seeing the news or cricket match. Now see, you have to go somewhere and watch and all that. I said, who told you that I don't have TV? I have TV. But mine is inbuilt TV. There is no requirement of electricity. It keeps on going, non-stop. Even in the sleep, it goes on. Therefore, idam sarva brahma akartrucha iti. So, purity of the heart is what is aimed through karma, not Paramatma. Now further, tasya karmani karma prayojane cha nivritte api लोक संग्रहार्थम यत्न पूर्वम यथा प्रवृत्तः तथा एव कर्मणि प्रवृत्तस्य यत् प्रवृत्ति रूपम दृश्यते न तत्कर्म येन बुद्धेः समुच्चयः स्यात्. Now here there is another important point. तस्य कर्मणि कर्म प्रयोजने च निवृत्ते अपि. Now for this man who has purified his heart and jnanam utpannam paramartha tatma vishayam, and he has come to discover the absolute reality, then such a person, karma prayojane nivritte api, although he has no purpose to be gained through activity or through karma, karma prayojane nivritte api, loka sangrahartham, for the benefit of the society, yatna purvam yatha pravruttaha, as he was dynamically busy in doing the things for his own selfishness, but now that is gone. With the same intensity, tatha eva karmani pravrittasya, if the wise man is engaged in various kinds of activity, yat pravritti rupam drishyate, the appearance that he is getting involved too much in this world, na tat karma, that cannot be called as karma, yena buddhehe samucchayaha syat. Therefore, the karma of the wise people and the karma of the other wise people has the basic difference. Like our desire and so kamayata bahosyam prajayeti. So we also desire and he also desires. What is the difference between our desire and the desire of the God? Both are desires. Our desire is the manifestation of incompleteness. His desire is the manifestation of completeness. See the basic difference? In the same manner, ignorant people are active in this world so that they get something out of the world. Wise people are active in this world so that they can give to the world. And therefore, their activities are not considered as the jnana karma samuchchaya. It is not going simultaneously. Therefore, in their activity there is no kartrutva abhiman, there is no doership, and there is no expectation of result. People should call me good. No. I have done this thing. Nobody has done it before. No. Both these things, karma phala apeksha and kartrutva abhiman, they are totally absent in the activities of the wise people. Therefore, their karma cannot be considered as simultaneously being done with knowledge and karma. So, यथा भगवतो वासुदेवस्य क्षात्र कर्म चेष्टितम न ज्ञानेन समुच्चीयते पुरुषार्थ सिद्धये तद्वत् फल अभिसंधि अहंकार अभावस्य तुल्यत्वाद विदुषः. Now भगवान श्री कृष्ण भगवतः वासुदेवस्य क्षात्र कर्म चेष्टितम. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was all the time busy doing so many things. Kshatriya karma chestitam, doing the karma of the kshatriya chestitam, na jnanena samuchchiyate. It cannot be considered that he was doing this along with the knowledge. No. Then purushartha siddhe, because why the karma is done? For getting something. Karma is done for dharma, artha, kama. For this thing the karma is done. And knowledge is for the moksha. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna's activities were not going together in this manner. And Purushartha Siddha, because Nana Vaptam Vaptavyam Varta Eva Cha Karmani. He himself says There is nothing in this world that I want, and there is nothing that is to be protected from the world. Tadvad phala abhisandhi ahankara abhavasya. Phala abhisandhi, expectation of the results of karma, and ahankara, the sense of doership, abhavasya tulyatvat vidushaha. So for the wise person also, like Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he is dynamically engaged and busy in this world, but there is no expectation of any kind from this karma, nor there is any arrogance, vanity, that I am doing this, I am doing that. You know, these two things, how do we know whether they are in us or not? It's all subjective. You can't ask somebody, hey, you please tell me, no, whether I have got ahankar, how much ahankar I have got? One person asked me, Swamiji, do I have ego? I said, no. Really, I don't have ego? I said, no. Then what I should do? I said, no, get ego. Go to the market, get some ego. This is all subjective. How do we know whether we are established in the knowledge and all our activities are not born out of the result orientation or the ego oriented? How do we know? Only one sign. You are never depressed, dejected because of anything or because of anybody. Then you are established in the truth. Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti pandita. Otherwise, I don't know, I didn't do this, I should not have done this and that. That means, you have taken for granted. You have done that. See, we were in this thing, our Vrindavan this time, 5-6 days camp during Holi. Now, when the things were to be done, so we'll do okay, we'll do. In that place, okay, in that place. Then the discussion goes here and there. Then in Delhi, one person says, Swamiji, I'll tell you a better place, you go there. I said, then you arrange. So he phoned and arranged. Very beautiful place. Then the first one, as a first one, cancel. So first one was cancelled. And then how much money will require. And then how slowly the things start falling in the right place. Everything goes beautifully. Whole camp is over. Oh God, it was so tiring. Running. Then you have karma phala apeksha and the doership. See, once in Pune, there was a camp. Long time back, it is in 80s. A children's camp, about 50 children's arrangement they have made. And when they announced, 250 children enrolled. So all their arrangements was totally incomplete. And when this happened, the best way is blame each other. I told you there will be more people. Now so many people. What will you do now? There is no proper place to take bath. There is no. And I was enjoying the whole thing. And when it has gathered sufficient heat, I said, now I must go there as a fire brigade. I said, hey, before we start the camp, I will like all the volunteers come together and we will discuss something. And then, so I called them. I said, tell me everyone, one sentence, don't give lectures. How will you know whether this camp is successful or not? Tell. It is already successful, so many people have come. What successful? There is no money. Now where from you will get the money to pay the bills? Always going on. I said, very good. I said, look here, now my definition of success of the camp. If during the camp or after the camp, any one of us have this kind of thought, oh God, next time I catch my ear, no more camps. If this thought comes in our mind, then the camp is a total failure. See? Why this thing comes? We have done so much. This is all his leela going on. Who are we to do something or not to do something? But ahankara vimudhatma karta hamiti manyate. See, observe this thing. Any moment there is little bit of frustration, little bit of low spirit because of your activities or because of your withdrawal. Understand that hood of ego is again and again coming up. Let the life be lived according to His will. Who are we to stop or run? And therefore, yatha bhagavato vasudevasya kshaत्र कर्म चेष्टितम न ज्ञानेन समुच्यते पुरुषार्थ सिद्धये तद्वद फल अभिसंधि अहंकार अभावस्य तुल्यत्वाद विदुषः. Now what the wise person do? तत्ववित्तु न अहम करोमि इति मन्यते न च तत्फलम अभिसंधत्ते. And the tattvavid, the wise person, he is very clear about this. Na aham karomi iti. I am not the doer. And further, tat phalam na abhisandhatte. And he does not have any expectation as a result of this karma. To understand this, take one simple example. If you are able to discover happiness at the time of whatever you are doing, you are in absolute Brahma Karma Samadhina. You are in the Samadhi. See? Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Because when the action itself is an expression of the inner bliss, where is the question that after I do this, then I will get that and then I will become happy? It is not a lottery ticket. It is now and here or nowhere. Therefore, यथा च स्वर्गादि कामार्थिनः अग्निहोत्रादि काम साधना अनुष्ठानाय आहिताग्नेः कामे एव अग्निहोत्रादि प्रवृत्तस्य सामीकृते विनष्टे अपि कामे तदेव अग्निहोत्रादि अनुदिष्टतः अपि न तत्कामम अग्निहोत्रादि भवति. Just like somebody swargarthi kamarthina, swargadi kamarthina, the one who was desirous of going to the heaven, and therefore he has started doing the Agnihotra and all the Kama Sadhana. So, Anushtanaya Ahitagnehe Kammi Eva. So, he started doing his Karma Kanda and Anushtan so that he will be able to attain the heaven. And while he is doing this, so Agnihotrado Pravrittasya, while he is doing this thing, Samikrute Vinashte Epi Kame, halfway, if his desires to go to heaven is dropped, what will I do going there also? The same thing. Then Agnihotradi Anushthataha api, but he will continue to do his Anushtana, Agnihotra, etc. Na tat kamyam, then it is not called as the kamya karma. Means what? Any karma which is not associated with its relationship with the result of karma is not a karma at all. Therefore, in the 12th chapter also Bhagavan says, Sarva karma phalatyagaha tatak kuru yatatmavan. So, karma phalatyaga alone is the karma tyaga. Karma tyaga doesn't mean sitting in one place and eating a lot. No. Tatha cha darshayati Bhagavan kurvannapi na karoti na lipyate iti tatra tatra. So also in many places Bhagavan will show kurvannapi, although he is seen to be extremely busy, engaged in this world, yet he is doing nothing. And na karoti na lipyate yasya nahankruto bhavaha buddhir yasya na lipyate. So he who does not have the doership and he who is not collecting the impressions of raga dvesha on his mind, hatvapi saiman lokan nahanti na nibaddhate. Any action does not create any karma for him. In this manner, the karma phala sanyoga is the factor which determines whether you are doing karma, and that will keep you only in the relative existence. Yatcha, however, in some places some other things are said. What is said? Yatcha पूर्वैहि पूर्वतरम कृतम कर्मणा एव हि संसिद्धि आस्थिता जनकादयः iti tattu pravibhajya vijneyam. And when it is said that the purvaihi purvataram kritam, in the 3rd chapter Bhagavan will tell, and so also karmana eva samsiddhi astita janakadaya, this also he will say with reference to karma. So this has to be properly understood. Pravibhajyam vijneyam, properly understood. How to understand it properly, or what is the proper understanding? Now Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives the explanation. Yadi tavat purve janakadaya tattvavidaha, if the Janaka etc., if they were already realized people, यदि तावत् पूर्वे अर्लियर जनकादयः तत्त्वविदः अपि प्रवृत्त कर्माणः स्युः, and yet they are engaged in all kinds of worldly activities, ते लोक संग्रहार्थम, they are doing all those activities for the welfare of the society. And what is their understanding? Guna guneshu vartante iti jnanena eva samsiddhim astitaha. And what is their foundation? Asthitaha samsiddhim. Their foundation is, it is only the sattva guna is getting in contact with the tamo guna with the help of the rajo guna. Therefore, this all in the prakriti. There is nowhere the doership is ever born. So, karma sannyase prapte api karmana saha eva samsiddhim asthita na karma sannyasam krutavantaha iti eshaha artha. Therefore, karma sannyase prapte api, although they have all the freedom to withdraw from the world and take total karma sannyas, yet karmana saha vartante, yet they have the freedom to do the karma. Please understand this. In the 3rd chapter Bhagavan will say, yasyatma ratireva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmanneva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. He who is established in the self, he tasya karyam na vidyate, means he is not obliged to do karma. That doesn't mean he should not do karma. See how important it is. This is what it is said here. That janakadayaha, those who are already realized, if they are doing loka sangrahas, it is their freedom. There is no rule that they should do or they should not do. This freedom is what is sought. Esha arthaha. Suppose you consider that janakadayaha, they were not realized, then atha nate tattvavidaha, then Ishvara samarpitena karmana sadhana bhutena samsiddhin sattva-suddhin jnanotpatti lakshanam va samsiddhi matita janakadaya iti vyakheyam. Suppose you take that janakadaya, Janaka etc. were not realized, then you understand in this manner. What? Ishvararpitena karmana. So they have done all the karma as their offering to the Lord. This becomes their sadhana. And what is their samsiddhi? Samsiddhi is sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddhi is purification of the heart. And in the purified heart alone, there is jnanotpatti lakshanam, samsiddhi. So there is hunger to know the truth. This is called as the samsiddhi. So janakadayaha, if they are taken to be non-realized, then this has to be understood in this manner. So both ways. If they are realized, you cannot dictate any terms, do's and don'ts to the realized person. He may act, he may not act, but his action is not a karma, which is to be associated or dissociated with the jnanam, because he is established in the self. So his karma is not for getting something from this world, nor he has any sense of doership, that he has done something good or bad. एवं एतम एव अर्थम वक्षति भगवान सत्व शुद्धे कर्म कुर्वन्ति इति. योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति संगम त्यक्त्वा आत्म शुद्धे. So this is how Bhagwan will also say, Vakshati Bhagwan, he will also say that the yoginaha, the yogis do the karma not for getting the things out of this world, but for the purification of the heart. स्वकर्मणा तम अभ्यर्च सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः इति उक्त्वा सिद्धिं प्राप्तस्य च पुनः ज्ञाननिष्ठां वक्षति सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म. In the 18th chapter, when Bhagwan is concluding the whole thesis, then there Bhagwan takes up this topic again. He says that a person who has been doing his karma and swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha, and thereafter he says siddhim praptaha. Now what siddhi? Siddhi is purification of the heart. So once the heart is purified, there are no desires, no nothing, then yatha brahma apnoti. Then how one comes to be one with the absolute reality? Nimodame, listen from me. And then he goes on telling the jnana sadhana. And in this manner, here, swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha iti uktva siddhim praptasya. What is here siddhi? Purity of the heart. When your heart is pure, again I repeat this, the sign of a pure heart is deep longing to know the truth. Pure heart doesn't mean compassion and crying and all the time becoming emotional. That is not pure, it is a poor heart. So, swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha iti yuktva siddhim praptasya punaha jnana nishtam vakshati. Again, for such people, jnana nishtha is told by the sentence siddhim prapto yatha brahma ityadina, by this mantra. Tasmad Gitasu kevalat eva tattvajnanat moksha prapti hi na karma samuchitat iti nischitaha arthaha is the conclusion. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, the mukti, the moksha prapti, the liberation is only from the knowledge of the self and not through karma. You know what the karma and the knowledge does? Basic difference I will tell you. Karma and upasana, various kinds of siddhis and all that, they give liberation to the I. See? I was poor, I have got money. Now I am liberated from the poverty. I have become rich. Then I am in a village, now I have gone to the city. I am liberated from the village, useless life. I have gone to the prosperous city. I is still there. I was not having any powers. Now I have got the powers. I can bless somebody, I can curse somebody. I is still there. So there is the liberation of I in the relative path. And there is liberation from I in the path of knowledge. Seek the liberation from I, not of I. Therefore, यथा च अयमर्थः तथा प्रकरणशः विभज्य तत्र तत्र दर्शयिष्यामः. So this meaning, wherever it comes, I shall tell you. Further we will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.